Hello everyone and welcome to the updated episode 2 of this Java tutorial. In the previous second installment of the tutorial, I just jumped right into if statements. Instead of showing you guys what are the most common data types and the most common ways to manipulate them. So let's jump on ahead. So start off with we have the ints, and they are basically just integers. So what are integers? Integers are just a whole number, or they're just an integer really, from any whole number from negative infinity to positive infinity. So numbers like -1, 0, 1, and everything all the way out there are all integers. So, and it has nothing to do with decimals. To handle decimals, we have the double, and we're going to call this a real number, or at least it's supposed to represent a real number. So this one can have a 0.0, and hopefully when I print it out it'll show a 0.0. So this also can go from theoretically go from negative infinity to positive infinity, but it also includes decimals. Now, computers are only limited in size, so this number is limited, but it's still very, very large. And we have the next one, and we have the car. And what is a car? Well, car is just a character. So something along the lines of, for example, A. And we use only one, I forgot what these are called. But yeah, one of these, I forgot what they're called, quote marks. So we only use one of them. And next, we have a string, which is an array of characters. I'm going to say, maybe sentence will probably put it best. I'm going to say, hello world. So these are the main four that everyone uses, and there is also the additional float number, which is also a real number, but I believe float numbers are more exact with the integer side of things, but we won't dive into that. So there's also floats, and I'm going to call this precise real number, I guess. And I'm going to say 0.0f, and it's important that you specify the f, or at least in Java as well. So now we're going to print these out, and we're going to see what is the output for these variables, or in string's case, the object, because string is actually an object, but we won't dive into that. And we have real number. We have system.out.println, and remember, system.out.println just prints to the console, and we're going to say character. And again, we're just going to type this out, and we're going to say sentence, and one more time. Typing too fast here. Precise real number. So I'm going to go ahead and run that. So as you can see, integer is just 0, a real number, or the int is just 0, double is represented as a decimal point, so 0.0. Characters or cars are represented with 1. If you try to grow it like this, you'll get like a warning, as you can see with the red line. Strings are just an array of characters, and as you can see, it prints hello world. And floats float precision numbers. So let's get rid of that. And there are ways to manipulate these numbers. So we all know maths, at least I hope we do. And the most common ones are plus, minus, multiplication, and division. These are the main basic four that everyone will use. Now, to go deeper into programming, I would advise to get more familiar with some mathematical concepts, because some programming can involve heavy maths. So we're going to involve one of each of these. So we're going to have int, and we're going to have, let's call it int 10, because it's going to hold the number 10. And we're going to have int, what are we going to say? Let's say 78. So 78, and it's going to be obviously be number 78, and we're going to say int, and we're going to say the result. And in fact, I'm not going to include this. My bad. So we're going to print this out again, system.out.println, and we're going to say 10 plus 78. And we're going to say system.out.println, and we're going to say 70, actually no, we'll say 10 minus 78. Then we're going to say system.out.println is 10 times 78, and you know where we're going from here. Yeah, I'm sorry if that confuses 78 divided by 10, because then we won't be able to see the next example that I'll show. So, once we're going to print these out, we're going to see the results of these. So, as you can see, 10 plus 78 is indeed 88. 10 minus 78 is indeed negative 68. 10 times 78 is, of course, 78. But 78 divided by 10 is 7. What? That's not right. It's 7.8. Well, that's because the variables 10 and 78 are actually, well, they're integers. They can't represent whole numbers. So to fix that, we go double, and then once you see here, once we run it, you're going to see that now all of these are represented as decimals, and now it's no longer 7, it's 7.8 with its correct value. So I hope you guys liked the updated episode 2 or chapter 2, whatever you want to call it, of a Java programming tutorial, and hope to see you where I talk about if statements. Bye.